This is Revathi M, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, Artificial Intelligence and Data Science, Dr. S.N.S. Rajlakshmi College of Arts and Science. So today we are going to discuss about system calls. So first we see the introduction of system call. A system call is a way for a user program to interface with the operating system. The program requests several services and the OS responds by invoking a series of system calls to satisfy the request. So a system call can be written in assembly language or a high-level language like C or Pascal. So system calls are predefined function that the operating system may directly invoke if a high-level language is used. System call provide an interface to the service made available by an operating system. These calls are generally available as routines written in C and C++, although set in low-level tasks. For example, tasks where hardware must be accessed directly may have to be written using assembly language instruction. Next, a system call is a method for a computer program to request a service from the kernel of the operating system on which it is running. A system call is a method of interacting with the operating system via program. A system call is a request from computer software to an operating system kernel. So the application program interface connects the operating functions to user program. It acts as a link between the operating system and a process, allowing user level programs to request operating system services. The kernel system can only be accessed using system calls. System calls are required for any program that uses resources. How are system calls made? So when a computer software needs to access the operating system kernels, it makes a system call. So the system call uses an application program interface to expose the operating system's services to user programs. It is the only mode to access the kernel system. All programs are process that require resources for execution must use system calls as they serve as an interface between the operating system and user programs. Below are some examples of how a system call varies from a user function. First one is a system call function may create and use kernel processes to execute the asynchronous processing. A system call has greater authority than a standard subroutine. So it is a kernel mode privilege executes in the kernel protection domain. System calls are not permitted to use shared library or any symbols that are not present in the kernel protection domain. So the code and data for system calls are stored in global kernel memory. Next we see the types of system calls. There are commonly 5 types of system calls. These are process control, file management, device management, information maintenance and communication. These are all the types of the system calls. So types of system calls we will see one by one. The first one is the process control. So the process control deals with the process creation, process termination, process allocation, deallocation, etc. Basically manages all the processes that are a part of operating system. So some of the functions we are using here are there are fork method, execute method, wait method, exit method, kill method. Next one is a file management. File management is a system call that is used to handle the file. Some file management examples including creating files, deleting files, open, close, read, write, etc. The following services are provided by system call for file management. So first one is the making and erasing files. Next, open the file, then close it. Write to a specific file, read from a specific file. To obtain a file attribute and to change a file attribute, many calls are associated to the file management aspect. When an application is supported to open, read, write or close a file, it depends upon the system calls to manage these operations. For example, if you open a text document or save an image in the application, the system call is data reading and writing to and edit from the file. One of the fundamental functions of system call is to manage files and directories. Regardless of when you are opening a file, regarding from it, writing to it or terminate it, system calls like open, read, write and close handle these programs this easily. So these operations are important for anything from word processing to gaming. So the next one is the device management. The following comprehensive services are offered by a system call that controls input and output devices. Devices might be needed while a process is running, such as access to the file system, input and output devices, main memory, etc. So, for second one is a consequently, it can ask for a device and then release it once the task is completed. When a requested device is granted access by the process, it is capable of reading, writing, and repositioning operations. So, to acquire or alter a specific device's attribute, so detach a device from the processor that is currently running a command, the call can be made. So the device management system calls are used to interact with various peripheral devices attached to the PC or even the management of the current devices. Next one is a set console mode. So we will see one by one. First one is a set console mode. This call is made to set the mode of console. It may be an input or output. It allows a process to control various console modes. Windows, it is used to control the behavior of command line. Next one is the write console. So it allows us to write data or console screen. Third one is a read console. It allows us to read data from console screen if any arguments are provided. Fourth one is a open. This call is made whenever a device or a file is open. A unique file descriptor is created to maintain the control access to the open file or device. Last one is a close. So this call is made when the systems or the user close the file or device. Next we see the information maintenance. System calls for information maintenance moves data from the user program to the OS. Consider things the service offered by this type of caller acquire the system timing or data and set the system time or data. So systems get system related information and configure system data. Get the characteristic of a specific OS process or of a specific file on the system or on any attached device. Set the characteristic of a specific OS or of a specific file on the system or any attached devices. Next we see the communication. So a system call also facilitates the system network connection. So the service that they offer are open a fresh connection to send the data. After the termination is finished, disconnect from the connection. Next one is on a particular connection, send a message, obtain communication from a specific connection. Next, identify a connection in specific remote devices to the network. Remove a specific remote computer or device from the network. So we come to the end of this section. I hope you enjoy this section. Thank you.